Hey everybody, Ramey here, and today what I'm going to do is I am going to walk you through one of my courses to show you what an online course should look like. I'm going to show you best practices. I'm asked about this all the time. Hey, what do you include in your courses? What are some best practices for teaching online? I would love to look in one of your courses and see how you organize it and what you're doing. Okay, so let's talk about it. All right, so I'm going to show you what one of my Canvas course looks like. Now, Canvas is a learning management system. So your school or company might be using something way different, but I've used Blackboard. I've used a number of other learning management systems, Moodle, Desire to Learn, just a bunch of them. And honestly, it doesn't matter what one you're using. You can, for the most part, set them all up to look very, very, very similar, have a similar look and feel. You know, obviously I have to change some things based on the LMS, but for the most part, my courses have remained the same. All right, so let's go in and show you what my courses look like. Okay, so I have a course opened up here. Now, obviously I can't show you like anything private about my students, so I'm going to show you the overall shell. So this is the student view. This is what the students see. So you can see on my left-hand menu, I only have a few links. I try to minimize my course in order to not confuse my students. So I minimize navigation on my course. So you can see all those links. I have home, syllabus, discussions, modules, grades, people, and Echo 360. That Echo 360 link is one that I actually can't get rid of. My school puts it there, so I didn't put that one there. All the other ones I selected. So let me talk you through each one of those. So first of all, when you walk into my course, you're going to open it up. The first thing you're going to see is this welcome message. And now I send my students a welcome email, and I send them a unit, like a what's due email every single week of the semester. So they always know what's coming up. But you can see right away my introduction to my course. I've got a welcome message. Welcome to, whatever course this is. My name is Dr. Ray Pastor, and I'll be your instructor. Here's a little about me. And then I have a link to my website where they can see more, like my resume and what I'm doing and my interests and all kinds of stuff like that. All right. Then I have a start my course by watching the introduction. So I created an introductory video that walks them through my course so that they get a basic feel, and I walk them through the syllabus and other stuff in that introductory video. Then I tell them, okay, here's the way my course is structured. So the way I structure my course is I divide my semesters are like about 15 to 16 weeks. I divide that up into 8 units. So that means every unit is 2 weeks long. So I have 8 units, each one's 2 weeks long. And I'll walk you through my modules just to show you what one looks like and what the units are, how they're really structured. But you can see right here, I tell them, here's what you're going to be learning. Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each one is 2 weeks long. It makes it very easy. All right, I tell them, this is what the course is designed to do. Here are tips to be successful in my class. And I walk them through tips like, log in several times per week. And here's what you need to do. Like, you're going to get an email from me every week. If you need to send me an email, these are tips in addition to what I put on my actual syllabus. So these are tips I want the students to know. How to submit assignments. Then I have a link for my course syllabus. And you can see I have a link for the syllabus here, but I also have the syllabus up here because I want to make sure in that welcome message that they're just getting everything, because I do not want a new student to get lost in my class. So I have a link for the syllabus, a link for my course schedule, and a link to my project rubrics. I'll show you guys those in one second. But one of the things I want to note is you can see these are Dropbox links. I purposely do that. I make all my links, like my files like that, linked to my Dropbox account. That way, let's say a student opens up my syllabus and they notice an error. Guess what? I can just go in my Dropbox account, change the one-word error, and everyone now has the update. I don't need to resend them a link. I don't need to resend them a file. I don't need to confuse them about what version they're looking at. They just always click the link and it's always 100% updated. That goes for the schedule, projects, everything. Makes it so much easier. All right. So I basically tell them how to get started. I give them all this stuff. I tell them what each of those links is, like what discussions are, what the modules are. And then I say, for your first week, here's what do. During the first week, I always have them do an introduction and like an intro activity. But I tell them, here's what's due and here's when it's due, always with dates. And in my welcome email and my weekly emails, I always tell them exactly what's due. All right, let's go to the next part. Next part is my syllabus. Okay, so on my syllabus, and this is a Canvas thing, the way Canvas has it set up, but they also have a course summary when all my assignments are due automatically in the syllabus, so that's beyond my control, but I'll show it to you anyway. So in my syllabus, I have the syllabus, the schedule, and the assignment. Let me just pop open my syllabus real quick to show you what one of my syllabi looks like, but I need to do a full video on just the syllabus, but let me just do this really quick just to show you what this looks like. Let's see. There we go, fully open, screen open. So you can see my syllabus. I just want to show you one basic thing here from my syllabus that I think is neat that you should include in yours. And basically you can see I open up my class. I have like my intro, about me stuff, some stuff that's, you know, has to be included from my university. But one of the things I have for each of my course objectives, I tell the class how that objective is going to be assessed. And I think this is really, really, really something that you need to do for your syllabi. I'll do another video on like a full syllabus and creating one, because really this one I'm just walking you through my class. But make sure for those course objectives, you tell the class, this is how this is going to be assessed. Okay, so I've got my course schedule. You can open up, see the course schedule, what they're going to do each week. I'll just show you a sample of what that looks like. You can see I have when everything's due and, you know, what topics we're going to talk about. All right, and then my course assignments and rubrics is simply a description of my assignments. And then I have when everything's due in the course summary. Now, this is something native to Canvas. So another learning management system might not have this. They might have to click like an assignments link where all of these are listed. But you can see I have every one of my assignments listed here when the due dates. Notice, every single due date, Sunday, 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 except for the end, because the semesters are only like 15.5 weeks, so that there's a cutoff. That last unit's really not 2 weeks, it's like a week and a half, so that's why it's a Wednesday. But what I do is I try to make assignments due the same days. That way students know, like, it's Sunday, what do I have due in Dr. Pastor's class? I always try to just make it consistent. And just to let you know, I do use like rubrics and standards for best design for online courses like Quality Matters, and I go by ADA requirements 508 to make sure that my courses meet those kind of requirements. Then I have discussions. I can't open up any of my discussions because I can't show you any of my students' names, but I have help, ask questions here. Announcements where I post like my weekly announcements. I make sure I send the students a weekly email with what's due, what's going on in class, and I also post that email in my announcements so they have both of them. I have a social forum where they can post whatever they want. Introductions, this is where they introduce themselves. Groups, and then I just go through, I have like our unit 1. So I have 8 units. So I have unit 1 discussion, unit 2 discussion, unit 3 discussion. I try to keep it broken up so that we're not like talking about 10 different things in the same discussion forum. And then they submit all their projects here. So another thing I do is I have my students actually post their assignments in my discussion forum. What that does, now, you can't actually access the assignments until you post yours, but once you've posted your assignment, you can see the other students' assignments. This is such a great way to learn. This is such a great strategy because now my students have submitted their project phase 1. They can see what the other students have submitted too and be like, oh, wow, that's a really good idea. I'm going to change that when I submit my phase 2 because I like how they did that. But they learn a lot by seeing other students' assignments, even undergrads. This is undergrad or grad. I do that when possible. There are times, sure, there are times that's not possible, but, you know, I like doing that. And I should just mention that everything I'm doing here, you should say, well, this part doesn't work for my class. Yeah, absolutely. I'm showing you what works for me, what's a best online practice, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be the best thing for every single course. You obviously are going to need to change things based on the course. All right, so then we go into my modules. As I mentioned, I have 8 units, so basically 8 modules. I have unit 1. I have the dates. I divide up. Here's my content. here are my assignments. I do that for every single unit to keep it very nice and organized. You can see I go all the way down to Unit 8. Let's just go to Unit 1. I'll show you a sample of what it looks like. So here is my content for Unit 1. You can see how I've developed it once this opens up. But basically what I do is I'll have my introductory material at the top, like here are the objectives, here's what you're supposed to read. Okay, so you can see at the top, I have here are the topics that we're covering. This is the same thing that was in that schedule that I showed you earlier. Here are the objectives that we're going to cover during this unit. Here are the readings that you should be reading, really before you start the content. And then I have all my content, which is a combination of me typing stuff, a combination of them reading stuff. Like I have links to websites, blogs, articles, research articles, all kinds of stuff. I have videos that I've created that I have popped in here, videos someone else has created that I put in. So it's a huge, all kinds of different media, but they're going to go through and read all of this and go through each of these articles and go through each of these videos. And then when they're done, they can press next here to go to the assignments, or we'll just go back. So I'm going to go to Unit 1 assignments once they go through Unit 1 content, and they can see here is what's due. And then here is how to do it. Here's the directions for it. So basically for each unit, no matter what, I always have students are required to participate in an online course. I found required participation is a must, or they just really won't. Maybe they will at first and then it dies off. So I require participation. Second, I always have some kind of homework due for all my online courses every unit. So once per unit, they have a homework assignment. You can see I call my homework activities. And these are essentially like a combination between the in-class activities that you would do face-to-face and homework assignments. But basically the goal of it is to get the students thinking and interacting with the material, and so that I know that they read and went through everything. And I'll ask them to do all kinds of fun stuff. Like this is the introduction one. So I'm like, what are your goals of my program? Are you interested in this? But then I say, create a collage using PowerPoint. So I have them do all kinds of fun stuff, like create a podcast, create a video, create a PowerPoint. I have them do all kinds of different activities that I want to see them do so that they get to learn some extra skills in addition to, maybe what I'm doing in class. Like they get to learn like a little bit, just practice creating some presentations and things like that. I always like to see that. And students like the break from just typing out answers. They like to do other stuff. They like to build, like creating an infographic, something like that. Okay, that's modules. Then we've got grades, which I'm not going to show you. That's my students' grades where I grade them. And we have people, which again, I'm not going to show you the students in my class. That's it. That's how basic my class is. I try to make it as basic as possible. I try to follow good standards, good practices, and I've tried to keep my course very organized. I don't want students to have to click 10 links to get to the syllabus or click 10 links to get to the course material. They click modules and they can see here are all the modules right here. If I'm on Unit 3, I go to Unit 3 and click Unit 3 content. If I need the Unit 3 assignments, boom, it's right here. I try to keep everything right there, simple and organized. That's how I create my online courses. I hope that you enjoyed watching this. I hope you got a little bit off of this and maybe you can take something and incorporate it into your class. Leave me a comment, let me know, subscribe to my videos if you're not, because I post a bunch more stuff like this, and I'm going to do a syllabus one like soon, and that'll be up there. Anyway, have a nice day, y'all.